Hello everybody and welcome to another 1/6 scale review. Thanks to the bountyhunterbase.com. Today I'm taking a look at the first offering from 3Q in the form of their Cities Ranger. This is of course their take on the Stephen Amell portrayal of Green Arrow. Straight off the bat, I think they need a new product photographer, because if I saw this in the shops, I'd think that looks terrible. Mr. Amell is not boss-eyed. The box comes with 3 tiers of foam. Mr. Amell himself is on the top tier. As you notice, the feet are disassembled. They are in fact on the second layer, I believe, which does keep the size of the box down, so it is cheaper to ship. Right, the first port of action, and one of the biggest tasks and trickiest tasks that I've seen from other reviews, is to get these boots on. The easiest way to do that is to bend his knee. It's a very shallow hole in the boot, so we can slide that in, and now that we've bent the knee, we've got something to push on. So we keep pushing until we hear that audible click. And there we go, they are on. And I think it was Andrew from the Keyboard Warriors that mentioned he does look like he's wearing his dad's shoes. These look like they're a size too big for him. We get some extremely small arrows that can locate on this wrist guard section. He has a number of slightly longer arrows that locate in the rear holster, which attaches around his leg. And by looping this section up and over around his back, you just attach these 2 sections here. They're attached by Velcro. Just a warning to you, my Velcro came off, so I've had to re-glue it. It's on there with a very thin, kind of sticky substance. I'm assuming that's some form of glue, but I've just restuck it. It doesn't affect it at all. It just sits on there nicely. The strap is a very nice green, matches it. To be honest with you, I am extremely impressed by how unhindered this suit is. Now obviously this is the earlier suit. It's not the suit from season 4 where we see a much more comic book accurate look, but it's a very nice suit nonetheless. But there is literally no obstructions there at all. We've got a mixture of the leather and an elastic style material built in there, and it really does give a vast freedom of movement. Here we have him with a very lazy relaxed archery pose. These arrows on his arm here, these are terrible. They keep falling off. May just glue those on. They serve no purpose. He doesn't fire them in any way, shape or form. Something else I've noticed, we can draw back the bow. It works fantastically. The bow itself is gorgeous. It's highly detailed, and there's just enough elasticity in the actual string itself to fire the arrows, which is fantastic. The arrows themselves, maybe they're a little bit short in length, I don't know, or maybe it's just I'm not an archer. I really don't know how it would be drawn, but he can pull this back, and the actual pulling back pose is fantastic. You've got so much reach in with this kind of double joint on the elbow there. We can bring the arm so close to the chest that we really can just bring that bow so far back. I think that's such a nice look, and I love the hood going over the face as well, hiding his identity. Should be just enough play in the cloth up here, so we can just bring this slightly further around. Tell you what, I would have liked a wire going through the hood just so we can pose it kind of down here a bit more. Doesn't really want to stay. Now whilst we're in this pose, let's actually just move the hood down and take a look at that sculpt. Now from certain angles that looks fantastically like Mr. Amell. I think they've got just the right level of detailing on there. See what I mean about the stock photo on the front of the box? It was terrible in comparison to how good this figure actually looks. But at the same time, if you get it from a different angle, or if you unmask him, because the actual mask itself, I've tried to keep it as true to the show as possible. It's completely removable. There we go. That no longer looks like Stephen. It's kind of like the art figures Judge Dredd. From there, it's Mr. Amell. And there we go. It isn't. But we can put that on. You can see the detailing on the actual mask itself. That's how much they've gone into it. The hairline's nice. It's a very good sculpt. It's very, very much like what he has in the show. Right, very good level of shading around the chin. Nice 5 o'clock shadow there. It's nice, maybe a little bit pale behind the ear. There is a colour change behind this ear on mine. Not a fan of that. You get a fantastic range on that head. Look at that. You go right the way down, right the way up. A very human amount of articulation. I'd like maybe, I don't know, maybe put a bit of sticky tack or something up here and I can just have that hood down. That's how I prefer to have it. I've currently got him in this nice kind of resting pose. The hands are attached via a small peg. You just peg it into the bottom. As standard, he comes with the hand which draws back the string on the bow. I've got him with a resting hand here so he can lean it on his knee. He also comes with a very similar resting hand for his left hand. And he also comes with some very nice fists for both hands as well, which is a nice thing. You kind of get him up there rough and tumbling. And he also comes with a waiststand as well, so we can adjust the height accordingly. He does also come with a 3Q name tag. I'm not going to use that. And to be honest with you, I don't think I'll use the base. He doesn't really need it. Now let's take a look at the rest of the sculpt. We've got some very nice lacing details on the boots. His trousers are pretty tight, but again, we've got plenty of flex in those. The green is a very vibrant, almost bottle green. I love it. It's a fantastic costume. It really is. As you see, I've now got one of the fists on here. I love the cloth section for the hood as well. Like I said, I would have preferred maybe a wire or something to be in the hood, but overall the detailing is pretty accurate and pretty true to what we got with the show. They've done a very good job. It looks to be on a semi kind of muscular body type. If we just unzip the zip, we have a green t-shirt underneath there with a rolled neck. As previously mentioned, the head can look up and down. A huge amount of articulation there. This entire neck joint moves inside the chest, and the head itself is also on its own axis. So we can get a very amazing range there. Fantastic. So you can get a nice kind of quizzical pose. I like that. Or a very kind of stern pose. The shoulders can come all the way up. Again, very little hindrance by the costume. It can go all the way up and over. We do have a rotation in there. We have a very deep bend at the bicep. We have rotation on the wrist as well as up and down, and a full rotation on the hand. The waist can rotate. We can also rock forwards and backwards and side to side slightly. The legs can come this far forwards. They can go this far back. It's a very tight fit when trying to get those going directly back. They do come off to the side. There is an upper thigh rotation. There's a very nice deep bend at the knee. And we do get ankle rotation. No real pivoting on those ankles. They're kind of hindered by how solid these boots are. Again, I think it was Andrew of Keyboard Warriors mentioned putting some alternative boots on this guy, maybe like the Captain America ones, and painting them black. That might be an option. They just don't really want to move. There's just no giving them. The ankle tilt is pretty much all he's missing, really, just to give him that full range for those dynamic poses. But that being said, remember guys and gals, this is not, I repeat, not a licensed product. This is their interpretation of Arrow, and to be honest with you, for a first time attempt, they've done a sterling job. If you're a 1/6 collector and you're an Arrow fan, then I think this could definitely be the figure for you. Yes, it's not without its flaws, but my God, did they do an amazing job. Will we get an official version of Arrow? More than likely. But for now, I am more than happy to have him as my stand-in piece. My very small but growing collection of 1/6 figures. I'm genuinely impressed. He feels like a very professional piece. Nothing feels like it's going to break. Everything's extremely solid. I don't like those wrist-mounted arrows. They will not stay on for the life of me. But that aside, he really does look the part. Are you a fan of the CW arrow? What do you think of the toy? Have they got the sculpt right? Is it off? Is it me or something just a little bit off with that sculpt? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thanks again to www.bountyhunterbase.com for the hookup for this figure. Until next time, from myself and the city's ranger, thanks for watching. Goodbye.